We have been talking about doing a sandalwood video since the first time we did our patchouli video.
It hasn't been that long.
Almost as long.
Almost that long, because we have a list of lists, an ideas list, and this one has been on the list for a very, very long time.
For a long time. And you guys have been asking for it for a long time.
That's true.
So we have our top 20 sandalwood fragrances video today. And this time what we've done is, as normal, Dahlia is ranking my 20 favorites. There's a very, very popular sandalwood fragrance out there, which is not featured on this list. It is called Santal 33. Unfortunately, it's off. We don't have it.
Right. As with any of these videos, it's only going to be on here if one of us has it. Because we're not going to go buy a bottle of something specifically just to have it on a list necessarily. But
not necessarily, but we have done that before.
Okay, that's true, we have. But we liked them. You know, we bought them because we liked them.
Correct. Anyway,
yes.
Stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. We're going to jump right into this list.
It's 20.
20 of them.
Yes, we're going to try to be, one of us is going to try very hard to be concise. That would be me.
So what's at number 20?
At number 20 we have ZADIG and VOLTAIRE.
This is him. So what did you think about this one?
Well, I ranked it at number 20. And it's an eau de toilette pour lui. So we're gendering pretty strongly here. I'm not making a political statement by ranking it number 20. It's kind of a, it's very nice. It's a nice masculine. It is not the most overwhelming of the sandalwoods on this list in terms of the sandalwood being very prominent. But do you want to talk about the notes?
This is actually a great, great release. It's not necessarily a sandalwood bomb like a lot of these fragrances are, because vanilla and incense are a little more dominant than the sandalwood, but it does right down to a very sandalwoody experience created by one of my favorite perfumers who I'm drawing a blank right now with her name. Damn it. This is a great release. It's more spicy with the spicy touches of black pepper, but the incense is pretty strong, and of course vanilla. This one garners me lots of compliments too. The ladies seem to love it. I don't know why, but every time I wear it, ladies go, "What are you wearing? It smells great." Now, not necessarily sandalwood as dominant as the other ones go, but that's probably why you ranked it at number 20.
Yes, it is really nice. It's lovely. It made the list. It was not as sandalwoody.
Okay, so that's number 20.
Correct.
So at number 19, we've got DUNHILL Century. So this one is notes of Cypriol, orange blossom, sandalwood, olibanum, cardamom, grapefruit. To me, this one smells like a unique twist on Santal 33. That's why I like this one more than Santal 33. But what did you think about it?
I love the bottle. That is so cool. It's like Murano glass or something. It's really very pretty. This is a cigarette brand?
DUNHILL? No, they make clothes.
Oh, okay. It's really fresh. It's really...
it's very clean, huh?
Yeah. You said something about laundry, and I actually, clean. For once, agree with you about laundry. But it's really nice and bright, and I don't generally go for freshies, and I like this one a lot. But similar to the ZADIG and VOLTAIRE, it is... not the most sandalwood forward on this list, although the sandalwood plays its role and plays it well.
Okay, so that is DUNHILL Century at number 19. Number 18, we're going with Bois d'Ile from Chanel. This one's probably going to upset a lot of people.
Everybody's going to be really upset with me. It's the same reason. It's lovely. It has sandalwood, but the sandalwood plays a part. It is not a. It is not my top impression of this one is that it's sandalwood.
Interesting. So a lot of people tell me this is one of the most amazing sandalwood fragrances on comments I read. So
I kind of got more aldehydes.
It's very aldehydic. It's very Chanel. It smells like a Chanel fragrance when you smell it.
Yeah.
I think it's the aldehydes. Even under there's that Chanel DNA. But this one has sandalwood, aldehydes, Ylang-Ylang, iris, amber, benzoin. It's very light. It doesn't smell very thick and heavy either. It's very on the light, effervescent side. It's very sparkly. But I don't get a lot of sandalwood either.
Okay, good. Not just me.
But I think it's the aldehydes usually, typically, that adds effervescence.
ILES, and also the, yeah, it's beautiful. It is very Chanel. And I think the sandalwood is a great supporting member of this cast.
Interesting. Sandalwood in the Chanel Bois d'Ile at number 18. So at number 17, going to the house of AFFINESSENCE, and this is Santal Basmati. This is a very, very unique fragrance to me, and I'm surprised it's down here because it's very sandalwoody, but it also has that basmati rice, which I'm obsessed with. I love basmati rice.
And I think the thing that you like about this one is the thing that I don't. I agree the sandalwood is more dominant here, but the rice has a sort of, like, have you ever had green tea where there's like puffed rice in the green tea?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have.
I don't like that. You probably do.
I'm not sure I like tea with rice in it, but
you know what I mean.
I've had it,
and it has that kind of. I think it is exact. This is totally down to personal preference. The sandalwood is more dominant, and I ranked it higher, and it's nice. I like it. It's not one that I would personally wear because of that basmati. That's not.
Doesn't work for you.
It's not. It does. It's. I don't. I just don't like it.
Interesting to me. I love this one. I love the sandalwood. I love the basmati rice. There's also a little bit of iris. There's a powdery touch. The Cashmeran gives it a musky twist. And then there's that light hint of patchouli. But to me, this one, along with a lot of other sandalwood fragrances, it's more like a skin scent. It doesn't act like a real big, beefy fragrance. Do you agree?
On me, what I get the sandalwood, and I get that puffed rice, kind of dusty. It's something that I would say is interesting. In the same way that sometimes people will call a picture editorial. It's like, it's for somebody else, this is a find, and that person is not me.
Interesting, okay. So at number 17, it's AFFINESSENCE Santal Basmati. And what's at number 16? We go into MEMO PERRIS QUARTIER Latin.
Wow, this is like empty.
I've had this for like 6 years.
Wow. All right. So what can we tell them about this?
This was my very first MEMO PERRIS bottle.
Beautiful bottle, by the way.
So this is, to me, it reminds me of Feminine de Bois from the house of Serge Lutens, or previously it was Shiseido. But this is sandalwood, tonka bean, cedarwood, amber. There's a fruity, plummy touch in there. It's kind of adding a unique twist to it.
I agree, but without that heavy-duty cumin that is in the Féminité du Bois.
Oh, okay.
I don't get any kind of that quality in this one.
Interesting.
It's very lovely. It is very balanced. It is very beautiful.
But just not something you associate with sandalwood too much.
Actually, I think it's that even though the sandalwood is prominent, it is not maybe the star. It is a star. It is a co-star with the vanilla.
Okay. All right. I feel like it's the main star that's been dominated by the other stars.
How's that different?
Well, you know, you have a very well-known celebrity, but somebody else's performance is overshadowing that celebrity that's the main player.
I've heard that said about Maggie Smith, that she steals other people's spotlight.
Yeah.
So this one is...
I love that. It's very classic.
So I've heard it said about Maggie Smith that she steals the spotlight. Michael Caine said, like, don't do a movie with Maggie Smith because she'll steal your Oscar or something like that. But he meant it as like a compliment, and she is amazing, and I really love her so very much. But I would say, if that's what you mean about
I totally mean that, because even though sandalwood is the main star in the show, or in the film, in the perfume here, I feel like the other notes are kind of like overshadowing it.
Yes. Okay. Agreed.
We agree.
We agree.
Okay. So number 16, MEMO PERRIS QUARTIER Latin. So at number 15, we're going to this one. I was actually shocked that it went so low. Okay? I thought this was like, to me, this is the ultimate sandalwood fragrance. It's ultra beautiful. I even have a review of this one in its original EDP concentration, but today we're talking about the Extrait de Parfum concentration. It's Paris Monte Carlo Santal du Pacifique. So basically what's listed here for notes are sandalwood and floral notes. So why did this one end up at number 15?
I think it's probably too fresh for me.
Fresh?
I know. I like sandalwood. I like floral notes. It's very herbal, which I usually like, and it's very bright, and I think those, as bright and fresh as it is, sort of bracing, I feel that sort of overshadows the sandalwood a little bit. But it's lovely.
It's a good sandalwood. It's very, very beautiful. So at number 15, Paris Monte Carlo Santal du Pacifique. At number 14, go into the house of KIERIN, and it's Santal Sky.
I don't know anything about this brand.
This is a new house from New York. And I'm obsessed with this one. And when you tried it out, you said it smells like cucumbers. I agree. There is a cucumbery touch in here.
I've been listening to Fume Chat, the podcast, and Nick Gilbert, I thought of you. It smells like cucumber.
I love cucumbers.
I don't.
My God, I grew up eating cucumbers. Cucumber salad? Oh my God.
I like their food.
But you don't like cucumber smell?
No, and I do not like when people put cucumbers in my water. Why do they do that?
Well, I don't put cucumbers in water.
No. Lemon is acceptable. Cucumber, no. Don't do that. Yeah.
I love this one.
Despite the cucumber, I like this, which is a strong statement, I will have you all know. And it's a cute
Very
bottle.
80s looking, huh?
I like it's got a nice little retro. It's a nice size. I'm all about the smaller bottles lately.
Yeah.
That cucumber, though, without it, this would have been...
So you're not going to be drinking gin and tonic?
Why not?
Because it has cucumbers in there. That's a signature for gin and tonic.
Nobody's ever fouled my gin and tonic by adding cucumber.
What?
Never once ever.
You've never had gin and tonic with cucumbers in it?
Not in my life ever.
I love it with cucumbers.
I would have remembered that because I would have sent it.
Okay. All right, so KIERIN's Santal Sky is at number 14. So
Lucky 13.
At number 13, going to the house of Goldfield and Banks, and it's White Sandalwood. So why did this one at number 13?
This is really nice.
You met
I did.
Dimitri.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
So the whole line is about ingredients that are local to Australia.
Yeah.
And the only reason this one is at 13 and not higher is that it is a lighter, fresher
Take on Sandalwood?
take on Sandalwood. So you will hear me say this probably more times, but it comes down to personal preference. And I like the denser kind of, but it's very lovely. But this is like great for daytime, great for office, great for public spaces, and when I'm gonna be really excited is typically when it's like, ooh, maybe don't wear that one in the elevator. That's when I'm like, yes, that one.
To me, this one's a very, very unique sandalwood in the sense that it's not truly like a real sandalwood, because you got a lot of different players in here. There's a couple more fragrances that are coming up that are going to be like this. At least I know what her list is, but to me I get a big dose of rose in here. It's very, very rosy. There's also some aromatic touches thrown in with leathery undertones of saffron, more aromatic touches with thyme, and then a little bit of black pepper. So it's a very, very unique sandalwood. To me, like I said, it's a very unique sandalwood. It doesn't really go into the true sandalwood territory,
Yeah.
even though it's called white sandalwood and it has sandalwood in the notes. Now, perhaps this particular variety of sandalwood doesn't smell ultra sandalwoody. I don't know this, but it is a sandalwood from Australia. No?
No.
I haven't either. But it's a great release. I love Goldfield and Banks. Great collection of fragrances, and this is one of the ones that are...
It's really nice. It's a sandalwood with other things. And the sandalwood is doing its part, but it is a part, not just a sandalwood.
Interesting. Okay, so Goldfield and Banks at number 13 with White Sandalwood. At number 12, a fragrance you and I did a comparison of. It's Guerlain's Heritage. With this one, you got patchouli, sandalwood, lavender, amber, oak moss, juniper, aldehydes. It's a freaking amazing fragrance.
Classic.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. It's really, I know it's one of your favorites.
It's a great, great designer.
You wear this a lot, yes. And it is a... it has patchouli, which I love. And the patchouli is more of maybe what I notice and gravitate towards, because sandalwood can be really subtle and soft. It
is subtle and soft.
And it is balanced beautifully, and I really like this. But we are very open about our patch hoe qualities. So I guess what I love about this one is the patchouli, and I really like the sandalwood as well, but it is not at the top 10 because I notice the patchouli quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I like that term, patch hoe qualities.
Yes.
Do we have patch hoe qualities?
Only. Pretty exclusively. There's not much else to say about us.
All right, well, at number 12, it's Guerlain Heritage. I'm sure you guys know about it, but if you want to find out about this, go check out our comparison video. We do a comparison of this, the Eau de Toilette, with the Eau de Parfum version. At number 11, going to the house of Nichane, and it's Ani.
You love this one.
I love this one.
Yes, you do. And this is a newer release from them, yes?
This came out this year. Ani is lots of vanilla, ginger, sandalwood, benzoin, cardamom, bergamot, pink pepper, beast mode all the way. Once again, the sandalwood is not the prominent player, but it's there. This one also reminds me of another fragrance that's coming up from another house. A little bit, not too much. This also reminds me a combo of their fragrances, Hachivat with 100 Silent Ways, but this one has the ginger in it. It's very zingy, it's a spicy, such a great release, and recently ranked at number 1 in my niche fragrances for autumn video.
And like I just said about the Guerlain, where the first thing I notice in Heritage is that patchouli, but the sandalwood is there and it's beautiful. The first thing I notice here is like the vanilla, but the sandalwood is there and it's beautiful. So,
you're not the biggest fan of vanilla, though. You're getting there. You're a closet vanilla lover.
I'm not supposed to talk about the Victoria's Secret body spray that has scarred me and has made me hate vanilla for a lot of my life. But when it's not that vanilla, I find that I actually do like it.
You do like vanilla.
Just not that one.
Just not the Victoria's Secret vanilla.
Oof, no.
Anyway, this is Ani at number 11 in our sandalwood video. At number 10.
Top 10.
Top 10. And we're going to the House of Guerlain again. And it's Santal Royal, this one right here. So what do you like about this one?
I feel the sandalwood is more prominent on this one. But it's got a counterbalance with an oud. So maybe in this case, it's just a little bit more out front than some of the ones in the 20 to 11 list.
To me, this one's just like the other one. We said the other players are overshadowing it. Even though it's called Santal Royal, I feel like the oud takes over. It's oud and rose to me, just like a typical oud and rose fragrance with the sandalwood thrown in. That's kind of what I get with it. I almost didn't put this, and then you caught that I didn't have it on the list, and you said, "Why don't you have it?" I mean, yes, I didn't think of it as a sandalwood fragrance because it's oud and rose. And
I was again smelling this on strips, and the sandalwood was quite present.
Really?
Yeah, but it could be a skin chemistry thing too.
Great looking bottle
Yeah.
from Guerlain. It's Santal Royal at number 10.
10.
Number 9, going to the House of Valentino. It's Uomo Absolute. So we got some designers on here.
Yes.
You surprised me with this, putting it at number 9. I'm totally surprised.
I really like this one.
Really?
It reminds me a lot of, if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, you can.
It reminds me a lot of Black Orchid from Tom Ford, which I just wore to see Brian Ferry.
Oh.
And
you wore a beast mode version of Black Orchid.
I did. I have an older version. I think that is very. Maybe it's evaporated. It's very, very strong. It's very, very strong.
So you killed a lot of people at the concert, or you got them to pass out. Yeah, so you like this one. I'm surprised. This one to me reminded me. There's a brand out there called Orloff Paris. They have a fragrance called Star of the Season, and the original version of the fragrance reminded me of this. This came out 2-3 years ago, and then during that time Orloff Paris redid all their fragrances. They smell nothing like the previous version. I don't know what they did, I'm not sure, but this to me reminds me of the original Star of the Season from Orloff Paris. It's very, very sexy sandalwood, and there's a little bit of a cumin touch thrown in, but according to this, it's sandalwood, incense, cinnamon, black pepper, olibanum. Really, really delicious.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's without having any florals listed, it feels floral.
Interesting.
Yeah, and again, the sandalwood though is quite prominent, which is hard to do because we were saying it does tend to play a little closer to the skin.
It does, yeah. It seems like it's a skin.
And it's really cool bottle, actually.
It's kind of reminding me of the Black Orchid bottle too. I wonder if that's intentional.
Maybe. Which one came first?
Black Orchid came first.
Oh.
It didn't remind me of Black Orchid, but when you mention it, it does.
Also, I kept repeating it, so I didn't just mention it, I said it like 17 times, so it's possible.
Now it's reminding me of Black Orchid. So, Valentino Uomo Absolute at number 9. So at number 8, we're going to the House of Eccentric Molecules, and it's Molecule 4, and this is actually utilizing one synthetic molecule that smells like sandalwood called Javanol. So there's nothing else in here except for Javanol. But boy, this is such a great scent. This is my favorite eccentric molecules fragrance, and absolutely love it. In fact, this is probably very, very strong for a synthetic molecule.
Yeah.
Initially, I was anosmic to this, but later I can smell it so loudly. I love it.
Yeah, we've been spraying perfume now for hours, so we have to put things very close to our faces. I do anyway to smell
I can smell it from here.
anything. Can you really?
Yeah, I can smell it from here. It's so strong.
It's
It's a skin scent to me though, but it's a strong skin scent.
but it is, even if it's not sandalwood from the tree sandalwood, it feels so much like sandalwood that it had to rank pretty.
Yeah, because sandalwood is so expensive, and this is something that they use to create sandalwood smell, and it smells authentic to me.
Well, and there's a sustainability argument to be made for that, you know. We want sandalwood to still be available
Yeah, absolutely.
and alive in the world. So if there's a way to have the same impression and effect without the actual tree, then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the exact same, but it's a similar effect.
Interesting. Okay, so number 8 is eccentric molecules, molecule 4. And then at number 7, going to the House of Frederick Mall, it's Dries Van Noten. So why this one at number 7?
Okay, ordinarily, if Frederick Mall is on a list, it is very, very near the top. And I surprised myself with what I put near the top.
I think I know why you don't like this one as much as...
Why? Tell them.
It's got vanilla in the nose. Hello. To me, this one kind of reminds me of the vanilla in Ani from Nishane. But this one goes really medicinal to me. It smells like medicine, which I like in this. It's a medicinal kind of vanilla and sandalwood. But I really like that about it.
I think that's exactly it. Yes.
Do you get the medicinal touches?
Yes. And the sandalwood is very prominent, and there's... What I like about it is... That was all over me.
Sorry.
What I
For
like...
the vanilla lover.
Yeah. It's different. But it is very saturated and not medicinal like clinical.
No, like a pill box.
But it is a big sandalwood, which I appreciate.
Frederick Mall is known for being big.
Yeah.
Big notes, big fragrances.
Yeah.
But it's a good one. I love this one.
And it has an austerity.
Yeah. I'm glad you picked it at 7 because that's probably where I would have ended it up. So we are doing good.
Yeah, I've only upset him once or twice.
This next one, though. This next one, this one is called Egoist from Chanel. So this one's here because...
Because it's really good.
You like this one?
It's a really
we
good...
did have a video of this one comparing it to the Platinum Egoist.
Is that where we fought?
No, that was that was another Chanel video.
Oh, we didn't fight in that one. No, this one's beautiful. This is for those of you who were upset about, was it Bois d'Île?
Bois d'Île, yeah.
Yeah, you can stop being mad at me. The Chanel is here. And
but a lot of people are going to say, oh my god, how could you pick Bois d'Île at number blah blah and then this one at down here?
Egoist is a classy fragrance.
There's a little bit of a medicinal touch in that too.
Maybe.
I like that about it.
It's I want to smell this person. I want this person to walk around and smell good all the time. This is why it's near the top. It's interesting, but it's still familiar, and it's this is just really good.
It's a classy men's fragrance that's been around since the late 80s. It was a different name before, and then they rebranded it as Egoist. It was created by the in-house perfumer at Chanel at the time, and I believe Francois Demachy was the assistant perfumer there. And there's another fragrance coming up on the list that he created that smells like this, and I have a comparison video in the channel too. This one's about sandalwood. It's rose, there's ambrette seeds, there's a bit of a fruity touch from the ambrette, there's muskiness to it. It's a classy men's classic.
It is a classy men's classic.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's sandalwood done really
well, yeah. So that's Egoist at number 6. Top 5. We're going to the house of Bruno Acampora. There's a fragrance called Sandan. Stands for sandalwood. I guess. Sandan.
Sure.
Sandalwood, orange blossom, neroli, ambergris, pink pepper, cashmere wood. Really beautiful.
I've never smelled anything like this.
It's very beautiful.
Which is crazy because it's technically a floral, and I've smelled a million things with orange blossom.
So you like this one a lot?
Yeah, that's why I put it at number 5.
We like this house.
I guess I do.
We did the review for the musks.
Yep.
And then we smelled that little
The jasmine-y,
gardenia tuberosing.
and that ranked pretty high on the white flowers list.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, this is a very talented perfumer. Anyway, it's what I like about it is it's a nice surprise. It's different. It's something I haven't smelled before.
That's what I like about it. It's a different kind of sandalwood.
Yeah.
It's like you're bombarded with lots of the orange blossom and neroli with the sandalwood. It smells so unique and beautiful.
But it's also like a very, I think the ambergris gives it a little more je ne sais quoi, like sauce, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not, I mean, that could be so pretty. Like, oh, isn't that nice? The sandalwood and some florals. And it is beautiful, but it's not like nice, you know, it's not.
Let me smell it on you. I love that.
It's really nice.
These next ones are amazing sandalwoods. You picked the right 5.
I never get that kind of approval for my ranking.
So number 5, Sandan from Bruno Acampora.
Check that one out, guys. That's a really...
Very unique. Very unique.
It's so nice.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
It's really, it's like, it's day to evening. It's...
I'm going to wear this tonight.
As you should.
Yeah.
This is
amazing.
Gender fluid.
Well, I don't care about that.
It's nice. It's great. It's beautiful.
Well, what we have at number 4 is a fragrance from the house of Amouroud called Santal des Indes, or Ons, or Indes.
No, I don't know. INDES.
So is it sandalwood from the Indies?
Maybe.
So you got incense, sandalwood, cedarwood, absinthe, leather, vetiver, musk. Figures this one is at number 4.
I like
that freaking
all of those
absinthe.
things.
It's so green and boozy. It's so good.
I like green. I like boozy. I'm running out of skin, so we're...
Maybe I'm going to wear this tonight.
Oh,
Oh, I love that.
yeah. So this takes that
Oh my
medicinal
God.
quality that we were talking about a few back, and it amps it up. It like turns up the radio, and it's sort of just like, yes, it's big and bold, and it's
so good though, but
but it's still sandalwood, and it doesn't have any kind of like, a lot of times sandalwood is soft and it's kind of...
This one's more of a crunchy kind of sandalwood. There's not like soft, milky, because usually I associate sandalwood with milkiness because it's a milky sandalwood, but this one is crunchy. It's woody, crispy kind of sandalwood.
It's very bold, and it's very
Bold?
kind of, yeah, it's leather jacket and sort of, you know, good hair.
But I find it to be very bright, even though it's got that incense.
Yeah.
It has a smoke running through it.
Yeah,
I find it to be very bright. It's almost like there's a Pepsi Cola or Coca Cola kind of a fizzy quality to it. You're looking at.
I was with you just for all of that, except for I don't get maybe a little like cream soda, maybe.
Maybe a little bit of cream soda.
But you know, oh, maybe it's because the absinthe is more like a sassafras, like a kind of a...
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Root beer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Now that we're not exactly talking about Coca-Cola, I am on board. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I don't know if you know this brand. It's Amouroud. I do have a full review of this one. Check it out if you want to find out about it. It's a very, very green and smoky sandalwood. So it's Santal des Indes from Amouroud. Number 3, going to the house of Dior, that fragrance that I told you earlier that François Demachy created with the Chanel perfumer. It's this Santal Noir from Dior. So what did you like about this one and put it at number 3?
It's sandalwood.
Smells like sandalwood?
It smells like sandalwood.
Do you get medicinal with this one? I do
Okay,
get
so what happened is I smelled this and I went, yes, that is sandalwood. And that smells very nice. And it was just like,
sandalwood.
I'm done now. I have smelled things, and here is the sandalwood. It's like...
Well, you still have 2 more fragrances.
It's not like a Solifleur exactly, where it's just like one note or whatever, but it's very...
You think this is one note?
Well, kind of.
To me, this one has rose It has that
Okay.
ambrette. There's muskiness. There's fruity undertones and also some slight booziness.
I just sprayed some on the back of my hand, and there's a little bit of, I get the rose, and a little bit of almost maybe a cumini something or other. But it's sandalwood.
So to me, this is what reminds me of Egoist, and it smells like Egoist a little bit, but it's a
come on.
much better.
But
It's a much better version of Egoist.
sandalwood.
It's sandalwood. Yes, it's sandalwood. I get that. It's why it's called Santal Noir.
I'll stop saying it.
It's
now.
sandalwood.
It's sandalwood.
It's sandalwood.
It's top 3 sandalwood, and it's really good.
Hopefully this is going to be available soon in the States because it was a Middle Eastern exclusive. Now it is available in Europe. I hope soon it'll come here too. So this is Dior Santal Noir, number 2. Going to the house of Maître Parfumé at Gantier. This is Santal Noble. I do have a full review of this one. Check it out. With this one you got sandalwood, castoreum, vanilla, coffee, oak moss.
This edged out the Santal Noir because it is big.
Big.
Very big.
And animalic.
Which I usually kind of, but it works.
It works.
It works, and it really has the effect of carrying the sandalwood to you on a platter. Like, hello, sandalwood.
Serving you with sandalwood.
Yes.
To me, this dries down to musky castoreum, and that's where the animalic parts come. But initially, it's all about sandalwood. The coffee note also is prominent, but be warned that castoreum will pop through towards the end of the lifetime of this fragrance. And if you're turned off of castoreum, you might want to think twice about this one. Get a sample before you get a full bottle blind, at least.
But it's a very nice sandalwood.
It is a great sandalwood, and that's why it's at number 2, because you picked correctly.
Thanks.
Santal Noble, number 2 from the house of Maître Parfumé.
He's never this happy with how I rank things. Like, let it be noted here. He's never this happy.
She's gone with the great sandalwoods. And once before we get to the number 1, there was a fragrance that's discontinued currently. At least it's in the States. I think it's still available in Europe from the house of by KIERIN called Sacred Wood. Would have made this list, but we left it off. I didn't even have Dahlia smell it because I don't own a full bottle of it. I have a refill bottle of it. But it was such a true, authentic sandalwood. More of a skin scent than a big, bold fragrance, but a great, great fragrance. So that one is KIERIN's Sacred Wood. And at number 1, it is Tam Dao. You picked correctly. This is like the...
Thank you.
This is like, I mean, especially knowing that you don't like the House of Diptyque.
I do like the House of Diptyque. My skin doesn't like the House of Diptyque. On my skin, Diptyque is a tragedy. On other people, I love it. And this is beautiful. And it's this nice, like, lovely Diptyque presentation with the pretty Diptyque picture there on the back. It's wonderfully... Sandalwoody. And even though there are several notes, like it's
got cedarwood, sandalwood, amberwood, coriander, lime, vanilla, ginger. To me, it's authentic sandalwood.
I wish this worked on me. It just doesn't. But in terms of just this ranking, it couldn't not be number 1.
Yeah, it's a great scent, guys. It's
really,
probably the
really...
ultimate sandalwood fragrance. If you like woody fragrances, sandalwoody fragrances, check out Tam Dao from Diptyque.
Like, you know, it's my skin chemistry excluded. This is I think this would probably layer well with other fragrances. It would be nice for day. It would be nice for evening. It would be nice for date night. It would be nice for... It's...
Fun night.
Well, I mean...
Movie night.
Yeah. It's cozy, but it's also...
It's very creamy. It's a creamy sandalwood. And this is the EDP version. I've never really worn the EDT, but I'm absolutely in love with the EDP. I think it's great.
It's really nice.
Anyway, this is Diptyque Tam Dao EDP, number 1.
Number 1.
Did we miss anything? Do you have any recommendations? Again, as we said, we can't own everything, and we left off Santal 33 because it's not one of my favorite fragrances. But let us know if there are other fragrances that you like so we can check out.
Yeah.
Other than that, if you have any questions or comments, please do list below.
Thanks for watching.
Please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.